शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। कठोपनिषद अध्याय 1 वल्ली 3 मंत्र 12। एष सर्वेषु भूतेषु गूढोत्मान प्रकाशते दृश्यते त्वग्र्यया बुद्ध्या सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः। एषः आत्मा, दिस आत्मा, सर्वेषु भूतेषु गूढ़ः। सर्वेषु भूतेषु, he is present in every being. Though the Atma is present in every being, he is gudha, hidden. Hidden by Maya, hidden by avidya, veiled by avidya. Gudha. Therefore, na prakashate. He does not become evident. He is not recognized. The Atma is not recognized in spite of being present in and through everyone. Though the Atma is all pervasive, present in us, yet we miss the Atma. We lose sight of the Atma. Because of avidya. Then how to recognize the Atma? How to discover the Atma? The second half gives the sadhanam, the means to discover the Atma. दृश्यते त्वग्र्यया बुद्ध्या सूक्ष्मया सूक्ष्मदर्शिभिः. बुद्ध्या दृश्यते. The Atma is known by means of buddhi. The Upanishad is clear. The sadhana to know the Atma is buddhi. In fact, for any knowledge, we need buddhi. We need our antahkarana. Because all knowledge, all cognitions happen in the antahkarana. Whether it is pot knowledge, table knowledge, English knowledge, Greek knowledge, any knowledge. And the same thing is true with the Atma Jnana also. It is also a vritti that occurs in our antahkarana, in our buddhi. Therefore, buddhya drishyate. The Atma is known by means of buddhi, with the help of buddhi. In buddhi, a vritti has to be produced. Atmajnana is also a vritti which happens in the buddhi. Therefore, the way to know the Atma is not to remove the buddhi, it is to use the buddhi properly. Many people have a misconception that we should destroy the buddhi, or we should make the buddhi blank, or we should go beyond the buddhi. There are many misconceptions, confusions regarding Atmajnana. All other knowledge happens in the buddhi, but Atmajnana happens beyond buddhi. It is not so. And another is, for getting Atmajnana, the buddhi has to become blank. Buddhi should stop working. Then you will get Atmajnana. If buddhi stops working, Atmajnana is not possible. Because buddhi is the karana. Buddhi serves as an instrument for Atmajnana also. Therefore, buddhya drishyate. What kind of buddhi? Every buddhi cannot get Atmajnana. Therefore, the Shruti gives two adjectives for buddhi, two descriptions of buddhi which is conducive for Atmajnana. Agryaya and Sukshmaya. Agryaya buddhya. Agriya buddhi means the buddhi which is focused. Ekagraya buddhya. The buddhi should have ekagrata, implying that it should be free from vikshepa. Viksheparahitaya buddhya. And to accomplish a buddhi which is free from vikshepa, the sadhana is upasanam. By means of upasanam, the buddhi becomes viksheparahita. Then it becomes ekagra. and sukshmaya buddhya, the buddhi which is sukshma. The buddhi is anyway sukshma, as it is a part of our sukshma sharira. Buddhi is always sukshma. Then what is the significance of sukshmaya buddhya? Is there any sthula buddhi? Then Bhashyakara says, sukshma buddhi means the buddhi which is capable of understanding sukshma vastu. Buddhi which is capable of understanding subtle principles, subtle truths. Most often we come across people who are not able to understand subtle truths. When I say subtle truths, it is not subtle truths of business or anything else. It is the subtle truth of spirituality, like Atma, etc. The spiritual subtleness is not seen in majority of the people. They may have a worldly wise buddhi. They may have intellectual sharpness when it comes to other things. They may be able to solve mathematical problems very well. They may be able to make business decisions very well. But when it comes to the spiritual truth, their buddhi fails to grasp. Therefore, such buddhis are sthula. They can understand the sthula things, sthula truths easily. But when it comes to the spiritual truth, the absolute truth, which is subtle, sukshma, the same buddhi fails to understand it. And it is not because of lacking in intellectual sharpness. When Shruti says sukshmaya buddhya, it does not mean intellectual sharpness. Many people have intellectual sharpness, but how many of them understand Atma? Just because someone has an intellectual sharpness, it does not mean that he should be able to get Brahmajnana easily. Also, you don't need too much of intellectual sharpness also to understand Brahman. Even if you have an average intellect, you can get Brahmajnana. Therefore, sukshmaya buddhya does not mean intellectual sharpness. In fact, the Shruti itself rules out intellectual sharpness as a means to attain Brahmajnana. Na medhaya nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na medhaya na bahuna shrutena. Therefore, just because of intellectual sharpness, one does not get Atmajnana. Therefore, the word Sukshmaya should be understood properly. It is the ability to connect to the subtle truths, and it is brought about by Chitta Shuddhi. The Sukshmatva of the Buddhi is brought about by the extent of Chitta Shuddhi, the degree of Chitta Shuddhi that one has. The more pure the mind is, it is easier to connect to the subtle truths of spirituality. If there are impurities like kama, etc., the mind does not go towards the subtle truths. It does not even show interest. It does not even bother to understand. But when the mind is pure, it naturally inclines towards understanding the spiritual truths. Therefore, Sukshmaya implies Chitta Shuddhi, the ability to relate to the Sukshma Tattva, ability to relate to the subtle realities brought about by Chitta Shuddhi. Therefore, Sukshmaya Buddhya implies Chitta Shuddhi. Agriyaya Buddhya implies Vikshepa Nivritti, and Sukshmaya Buddhya implies Mala Nivritti, removal of Kama, Krodha, Ityadi, which is brought about by Karma Yoga. So, one gets Agriya Buddhi by means of Upasanam, and one gets a Sukshma Buddhi by means of Karma Yoga. Sukshma and Agriya. Karma Yoga as well as Upasana produces Sukshma and Agriya Buddhi. Sukshmadarshibhihi. And then one has to become a Sukshmadarshi. Sukshmam vastu drashtum sheelam yasya saha Sukshmadarshi. One who habitually sees the Sukshma truth, the Sukshma reality. He abides in the Sukshma Vastu. And to abide in the Sukshma Vastu, one should go through Shavana, Manana and Nididhyasana. Therefore, Sukshmadarshibhihi implies Shavana, Manana and Nididhyasana. So, all sadhanas are implied. Drishyate tvagriya buddhya Sukshmaya Sukshmadarshibhihi. First of all, he should attain readiness through Karma Yoga and Upasana and then he goes through Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana and becomes a Sukshmadarshi. In Sukshmadarshi, Tachilye Ninihi, Sukshmam Vastu Drashtum Sheelam Yasya Saha, Sukshmadarshi. Tachilye Nini. Nini Pratyaya has the sense of Tat Sheelam Asya. He has the nature of seeing the Sukshma. It has become his second nature. Spontaneously, he is aware of the Sukshma, the Brahman. And it is brought about by Shravana, Manana and also Nididhyasana. Sukshmadarshi implies assimilated knowledge. The knowledge is always available. Drishyate. A Sukshmadarshi is constantly aware of the Atma Tattva. He recognizes the Atma Tattva. We will see the Bhashya. Tatha chadarshayati pratyagatmatvam sarvasya. This line connects the previous mantra to the present mantra. In the previous mantra, the pratyagatmatva of Brahman, pratyagatmatva of Purusha was shown. Even just 2 lines before, Bhashyakara himself has mentioned it. Pratyagatmatvancha darshitam indriya manobuddhi paratvena. By talking about paratva compared to indriya, manas and buddhi, the previous mantra has shown the pratyagatmatva of Brahman. Brahman is the pratyagatma of everyone. Brahman is the essence of everyone. Brahman is the self of everyone. This was shown in the previous mantra. The same idea is conveyed by the following mantra also. By saying, Eshaha Atma Sarveshu Bhuteshu Gudhaha. The Atma is hiding in everyone. Tathacha. Tathacha means in addition to the previous mantra, Pratyagatmatvam darshayati. Even the following mantra is showing Pratyagatmatva of Brahman. Sarvasya Pratyagatmatvam. Pratyagatmatva of everyone. Eshaha Purushaha Sarveshu Brahmadistamba Paryanteshu Bhuteshu Gudhaha Samvritaha Darshana Shravanadi Karma Avidya Maya Channaha Ataha eva Atma na prakashate Atmatvena kasyachit. Eshaha Purushaha. This Purushaha, which was referred to in the previous mantra, Purnatvat Purushaha, Sarva Puranat Purushaha. Purushaha is Brahman because he completes, he fills everything, all pervasive. Purushaha is another word for Brahman. Eshaha Purushaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Gudhaha. He is hiding in everyone. Sarveshu Bhuteshu. He is present in every bhuta. Bhuta refers to upadhi. He is present in every upadhi. Starting from Brahma, starting from Hiranyagarbha, Hiranyagarbha upadhi. It is the Utkrishta upadhi, the greatest upadhi. Up to Stamba, up to a small grass, the Nikrishta upadhi. Starting from Utkrishta upadhi up to Nikrishta upadhi, in all upadhis, the same Atma is present, the same Purusha is present. Brahmadistamba paryanteshu sarveshu bhuteshu Gudhaha. Gudhaha means samvrataha, veiled, hidden, covered. What covers the Atma? Avidya maya channaha, covered by avidya maya, hidden by avidya maya. Avidya eva maya avidya maya. Karmadharaya samasa. Avidya is maya. Maya and avidya are not two different things. When we say ignorance, what does it mean? What is the meaning of ignorance? How do you define ignorance? Not knowing. What is this not knowing? Is it absence of knowledge? Yeah. If you look at the dictionary, refer to the dictionary, Google or anywhere, see the dictionary. What does English dictionary say for ignorance? Yeah, ignorance they generally define as absence of knowledge. Right? Yeah, lack means absence. Lack means absence. But when we think properly, ignorance is not absence of knowledge. In Vedanta Shastra, we don't define ignorance as absence of knowledge. Absence is a non-existent thing. But when we talk about ignorance, avidya, it is not absence of vidya. Avidya is a positive entity. It is a bhava rupa. Something which has a positive nature. It is not absence. Which hides the truth, which veils the truth. If it has to veil the Atma, it should exist. An absence cannot hide something. That is why avidya or ajnanam is mentioned as bhavarupam. Jnana virodhi bhavarupam. Do you remember? Jnana virodhi bhavarupam yat kinchiditi vadanti. It is a bhavarupa. Avidya or ajnana, both are same. It is a bhavarupa. It is not absence of ignorance, absence of knowledge. It is opposite of knowledge. In avidya, the a is a nanya. Na vidya avidya. Nanya tatpurusha. Nanya has 6 meanings. We will see the 6 meanings in Sanskrit class. Among the 6 meanings of Nanya, one meaning is virodharthe Nanya. Nanya in the sense of virodha, opposite. When we say avidya, we should take Nanya in the sense of virodha and not abhava. Abhava is another meaning of Nanya. Virodha is another meaning of Nanya. When we say avidya, we should take virodharthe Nanya and not abhavarthe Nanya. Therefore, avidya is not vidyayaha abhavaha. It is vidyayaha virodhi. Jnana virodhi. Abhava is abhava rupa, but virodhi is a bhava rupa. That is why even in Vedanta Sara he says bhava rupam, jnana virodhi bhava rupam. Please go and look back into Vedanta Sara. See, when you study these things, even Vedanta Sara can be clearly better understood. So, avidya means vidya virodhi. Why it is vidya virodhi? Because when vidya comes, it packs off. It cannot stay when vidya is there. Therefore, vidya virodhi, avidya. And it covers, hides the Atma Tattva. Because of avidya, we don't recognize the Brahman as our Atma. Though Brahman is our own Atma, we don't recognize the nature of our Atma as Brahman. It is because of avidya. And in Vedanta, we use avidya and maya. These 2 words are there. What is the difference between avidya and maya? Most often we wonder when we study Vedanta. What is the difference between avidya and maya? If you remember chapter 1 of Panchadashi, what does he say? Sattvashuddhya vishuddhibhyam maya vidye cha te mate. So maya and avidya are distinguished slightly. Depending on the prakriya, they will make a slight distinction between maya and avidya. But basically, they are the same tattva. According to Vivaranacharya, one of the acharyas, he says, the same thing is called avidya when it is avarana shakti pradhana. Avarana shakti pradhana avidya. And the same is called maya when it is vikshepa shakti pradhana. The thing is same, not different. But when avarana shakti is pradhana, it is called avidya. When vikshepa shakti is predominant, it is called maya. This is one way of making a distinction between the words avidya and maya. So, it is like when the same person in cricket, suppose there is an all-rounder. When he does batting, he is called batsman. When he bowls, he is called bowler. Person being the same. So when the maya veils the Atma Tattva, avarana shakti is playing its role. Then it is avidya. When vikshepa shakti is playing its role, then it is maya. So here, avidya mayachannaha. Avidya eva maya. The same thing is avidya and it is maya. And he uses two words to show that both avarana and vikshepa are playing their roles in hiding the Atma. First, avarana shakti plays its role, covers the Atma. Then vikshepa shakti plays. And because of vikshepa shakti, one does not even think of removing the avidya. The vikshepa shakti grips the person into samsara. Therefore, avidya maya channaha ataeva atma na prakashate. Because of that, atma na prakashate. Atma, purushaha, the Brahman, kasyachit atmatvena na prakashate. Does not get recognized, does not reveal itself as the Atma. The Brahman does not reveal itself as the Atma, does not become recognizable as the Atma because of avidya maya. If the Atma is not recognized, then how do you say that there is Atma? Is there any indications for the presence of Atma? Then the Bhashyakara says, Darshana Shravanadi Karma. There are certain indications for the presence of the Atma, even though it is not recognized. And the indications are the functions like darshanam, shavanam, etc. Darshanam, seeing, visual perception, shavana, hearing, auditory perception, adi. All these are karmas, the functions, and all these functions are possible only if the Atma is present, because they need the blessing of consciousness. We say the eyes see, the ears hear, but the eyes themselves cannot see. Seeing, the visual perception is not possible just by the eyes, because the eyes themselves are jada. The eyes are able to see only because of the presence of consciousness. Therefore, in this body, the visual perception is happening. It is an indication of the presence of Atma, an indication of the presence of consciousness in this body. The visual perception is happening is an indication to say that the Atma is present in this upadhi. The auditory perception is happening, it is another indication for the presence of Atma in this upadhi. Therefore, darshana shravanadi karma, Atma is very much present in this body and it is doing its functions, blessing the indriyas, blessing the mind, blessing the karya karana sanghata with its chaitanya, with its consciousness. Because of all these indications, we can be very sure about the presence of Atma. Yet, na prakashate. One does not recognize its true nature as Brahman. As a samsari, it does not become available. It is not evident. And Bhashyakara wonders at the power of Maya, the veiling power of Maya. Aho atigambhira duravagahya vichitra Maya च इयं यदयं सर्वो जन्तुः परमार्थतः परमार्थसतत्वोऽपि एवं बोध्यमानः अहं परमात्मा इति न गृह्णाति अनात्मानं देहेन्द्रियादिसंघातम् आत्मनः दृश्यमानमपि घटादिवत् आत्मत्वेन अहममुष्यपुत्रः इति अनुच्यमानोऽपि गृह्णाति नूनं परस्य एव मायया मोमुह्यमानः सर्वो लोकः बभ्रमीति तथा च स्मरणं नाहं प्रकाशः सर्वस्य योगमाया समावृतः इत्यादि। अहो, alas, an exclamation. Bhashyakara expresses his wonder. Atigambhira Maya. He describes Maya. Atigambhira. Very deep. Duravagashya. Inscrutable. Very difficult to fathom. Difficult even to understand that I am under the clutches of Maya. Most of the people don't even know that they are under the clutches of Maya. Vichitra, and Maya is Vichitra. It is variegated in nature. It comes in varieties. In many ways, the Maya traps an individual. Sometimes it may trap in the form of material desires. It attracts a person to material desires and the person gets trapped. But sometimes the Maya will come in the guise of spirituality also. Even in the domain of spirituality, the Maya can trap an individual. And a person might think, I am a highly spiritual being. He may become proud of his spirituality. And even that is a trap of Maya. It comes in very many forms and it traps a person, keeps a person tied down to samsara. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya Duratyaya. My Maya is Duratyaya. it is very difficult to cross over. Daivi hyesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mame vaye prapadyante maya metantaranti te. How to cross over Maya? Bhagavan says, Mamevaye prapadyante. The ones who take refuge in Paramatma alone, they cross over Maya. Therefore, Vichitra Maya cha iyam Maya Vichitra cha iyam Maya Atigambhira Duravagashya Vichitra cha. Yad Yasmat, because of which Ayam Sarvo Jantuhu, every being in the world, every Jantu, every Jiva in the world, Paramarthataha, in reality, Paramartha Satatvopi, in reality, every Jiva is nothing but Brahman. Paramartha Satatvaha, Paramartha Swarupaha, Sarvo Jantu. Each and every Jiva is Paramartha, Brahman. Paramartha Satatvaha means Paramartha Swarupaha. The nature of every being is absolute. You are Brahman, the absolute, the Paramartha. Your Swarupa is Paramarthika. The Jagat is Vyavaharika. Therefore, the Vyavaharika Jagat does not affect the Paramarthika you. Therefore, you are a samsari. And it is the truth. Paramarthataha. In reality, it is so. You are always a samsari Brahman. Yet, evam bodhyamanaha, in spite of being taught so by the Guru, by the Shastra, aham paramatma iti atmanam na grinhati, he does not recognize himself, he does not understand himself, even after being taught. Aham paramatma iti atmanam na grinhati. He does not recognize himself as aham paramatma. I am the Paramatma. This understanding does not take place. Instead, dehendriyadi sanghatam atmanah drishyamanam api ghatadivat atmatvena aham amushya putraha iti anuchyamanopi grinhati. Dehendriyadi sanghatam, the sanghata, the assemblage, the complex. Sanghata means assemblage, certain things that are put together. What is it? Deha, Indriya, Adi. Deha, body. Sthula Sharira. Indriya, senses. Manas, Buddhi. All these are a collection of various components. It is an assembly of various parts. Just like a machine, it is an assembly. How to assemble various parts? one has to know while making a machine. So it is an assembly of various parts. Likewise, this body is an assembly, this upadhi is an assemblage, a sanghata of various components. The very fact that it is a sanghata, the very fact that it is an assembly, implies that it is not Atma. Any assembly, any sanghata cannot be Atma. It is a very sound logic. We have seen already once, I suppose. Sanghatanam pararthatvat. Therefore, it is not Atma. Dehendriyadi sanghatam. This very word, sanghata, indicates that it is not Atma. And Atmanah drishyamanam api ghatadivat. Another reason why it cannot be Atma. Atmanah drishyamanam ghatadivat. It is objectified by oneself. We objectify our body. Body is drishyamana. Drishya. It is another reason why it cannot be Atma. So, because of two reasons, sanghatatvat drishyamanatvacha dehendriyadi sanghataha dehendriyadayaha anatma. Ghatadivat drishyamanam. Like pot, etc., it is drishyamanam. Therefore, it is anatma. And it is a very easily understandable fact. You don't need a CA or MBA to understand this. Even with some common sense, one can understand it. Still, because of the power of avidya, one identifies with the body. And Bhashyakara is wondering at such a power of avidya. Drishyamanam api ghatadivat aham amushya putraha iti. He identifies himself as amushya putraha. Aham Mr. So and so, son of Mr. So and so. Meaning dehabhimana, bodily identification. Iti anuchyamanopi grinhati. He identifies so even without being taught. For dehabhimana, you don't have to attend Kathopanishad class. Anuchyamanaha api. Even without being told. Because it is naturally there. The bodily identification happens naturally. And it is the power of Maya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.